taking a ceramics class. You're going to bring me a chopstick as a pointer? Okay. A chopstick of your very own. Okay. No, that's all right. It's all right. So we've got Professor Murray was taking a ceramics class, and for her I guess, graduation project, she decided to make a whole muscle because all the models we have are at the cellular level, or or a few cells, all the way to a portion of a cell, a fraction of a cell. So what about an entire muscle and organ? So we've got an entire muscle here that's been cross-sectioned or transversely sectioned, and the connective tissue layers, there are 4, going from superficial to deep, going from outside in. The pink outermost layer would be the fascia, so this is the fascia out here. The fascia, by the way, also surrounds muscle groups. The quads, the 4 muscles that form the quads, the femoris group, there's one common fascia. The 3 hamstrings, posterior thigh, share a fascia. But you also have the muscles that aren't part of a group. They've got their own individual fascia extending from the tendon. So the fascia is a continuation from the tendon around a muscle or around a muscle group. So each individual muscle, regardless of whether they're members of a group, have the next layer in, epimysium. So the epimysium surrounds the whole muscle, and it's immediately deep to the fascia, like this. You can see it end on, the white there, that's all the epimysium. And then you've got, well, let's cut all the way down to the little red dots. Each little red dot is one skeletal muscle cell, okay? Or skeletal myofiber. So you can see a little bundle of red dots, that's a fascicle. Next to it, another little bundle of red dots, that's a neighboring fascicle. So each fascicle of skeletal muscle cells is surrounded by this gray connective tissue. That's the perimysium. And you see a fascicle right here with perimysium around it, and you can see the individual skeletal myofibers in there. And the white between the red dots, that's endomysium connective tissue. So you've got 4 connective tissue layers from superficial to deep. Fascia, epimysium, perimysium, endomysium around the individual muscle cells. Again, endomysium around the individual muscle cells. That applies to the cardiac and smooth as well as to the skeletal. That's about it for the whole muscle, the organ. Muscle, homemade, courtesy of Professor Jan Moran. There we go. What would be next? That